My name is Faye Randall, and I'm here today to talk to you about serving a gluten-free public. Celiac disease, have you heard of it?
I haven't.
If your answer is no, you're not alone. This serious disease requires its victims to be gluten-free, to eat gluten-free. Therefore, today, our restaurants are in serious need of gluten-free choices on their menus. We need them to incorporate gluten-free choices. What is celiac disease? Celiac disease is chronic enteropathy, and we find this through my research with Salih. He talks about celiac disease being chronic enteropathy that attacks the villi in the intestine. And it is caused by the intolerance to gluten. And gluten is the sticky substance in the wheat flour. And the sticky substance is also in the paper mache. Have you ever done paper mache?
Oh, yeah.
The sticky stuff that makes the paper stick after you mix the flour and the water together, that's gluten. Imagine being a teen or a college student with all the new technology today. Pansier tells us that college students feel a lot of pressure to be able to make the right decisions as far as dining out and socializing because of the embarrassment that it brings to be able to tell someone that you are suffering from celiac disease. Can you imagine trying to be with the in crowd and being a teenager in today's society and have celiac disease and maybe your peers want to go to McDonald's and you can't go.
Right.
You can't go because you can't eat McDonald's.
They don't have a menu for that?
Right, they don't. They do not have a menu for gluten-free. And celiac disease, it shows no favoritism. It hits all ages, gender, or race. It attacks from birth to adulthood.
So it can happen any time in your life?
Yes, it can, anytime. And it affects the most elite people. In my research, I found that it affected Elizabeth Hasselhoff from The View.
I remember hearing
As
about that.
Hasselbeck, I'm sorry. And also Chelsea Clinton, just to name a few. And Nixie Raymond lets us know how difficult it is for gluten. Almost all of our foods today have gluten. Our gravies, our condiments, our breads, everything has a trace of gluten. Just about everything.
Right, yeah, because I guess it's in flour.
Right, yes it is, absolutely. Wheat, flour, barley, rye. Nixie Raymond says it must be eliminated. It has to be eliminated. The gluten has to be eliminated from the diet. And it also must be a lifelong commitment for that to be eliminated. Again, as I said, kids love McDonald's, and no one menu item has gluten-free. And they're not certified. They're not gluten-free certified. And doesn't our youth just about keep McDonald's in business? I mean, really, kids from kids up to adulthood. Raymond also tells us 26% of the celiac disease patients eat unacceptable foods just to fit in. Again, that goes back to Panzer also with the college students. A boy of 16 tried to hang out with all of his friends after a football game, and he wanted to go to McDonald's. He couldn't go because if he goes to McDonald's, he goes to the bathroom 5 to 10 minutes after it hits his stomach. Yes, it is. And most places certified. It's devastating and embarrassing and humiliating,
That
of
would
course.
be.
So,
Hopefully when you get to the end, there's something to do. Or something's happening for it.
yes. And the main thing that people need to do to be gluten-free is just make sure that you store things separately. Cross-contamination is so easy, and the food needs to be in separate containers. You also need to cook on a separate countertop, a separate cooking station,
So is there like gluten-free flour?
a separate preparation station.
And
Yes,
then-
there is.
Right, and so then you just keep that totally separate from anything else because your other
Yes,
breads and
ma'am.
flours and
You
stuff
don't
are
want
gonna
a trace of gluten in anything at all. You cannot take that chance, the slightest trace of gluten.
So if somebody in your family has that,
Mhm.
it would be best for everybody to eat the gluten-free.
Right, because it's not
then.
bad for anyone to not have it.
Right, it's expensive, it's
Uh-huh.
very expensive. McDonald's, for example, they could go gluten-free, their french fries, by simply storing them separately and cooking in a deep fryer. Salads, take away the croutons, chicken, grilled chicken, take away the bread, and the kids could afford it easily. So, who takes the kids to these restaurants? Everyone benefits if we take the kid, you know,
Right, if they have that option.
the regular restaurants. If we could get them to go gluten-free, they would have a lot more choices. And, you know, anyone with the ailment would not be facing potential death. So it could be a moneymaker. It could definitely be a moneymaker by giving these patients choices. And
Because, and if the restaurants would start doing that, then they wouldn't have to let anybody else know. You know, they wouldn't have to be
Right,
running
they
to the
just-
restroom.
they would just have this logo in their window, and when they go gluten-free, these websites are free to the restaurant, so the public can find them.
Right, and it could just be like a little,
Right,
bullet to the side, like low-calorie things or spicy things,
Right.
and this is a gluten-free
Right.
thing, yeah.
right. So, I'm sorry, I lost my place. But on the websites, they're available to help you, and a logo must be placed in your menu and by your front door. And this alone will bring in more customers and help millions of our members of society.
Awesome.
And